Is Scream 7 set to be the best sequel in the franchise? While it's impossible to definitively say until it's released, it definitely has strong potential to stand out. So today, let's talk about it.
Certain rules. Push the laws and you end up dead.
This is the moment when the supposedly dead killer comes back to life.
Not in my movie.
Surprise, Sydney.
He's gone mad.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
A very simple formula.
You want to play psycho killer?
Everybody's a suspect.
No, please don't kill me, Mr. Ghostface. I want to be in the sequel.
I'll be right back.
Okay, I think it's gonna go something like this.
I'm Pamela, welcome back to the channel. So we know Scream 7 is set to release February 27th, 2026. And while that might seem like a long wait, that is only 289 days away. And I keep telling you guys, like, this time is gonna fly by. Honestly, the weeks just completely fly by. Like, we're already in the 200s. Before we know it, it's gonna be less than 200, and it'll be time for this movie to come out. And now a lot of you guys here know that Scream 4 is my favorite Scream sequel, but I am of course hoping Scream 7 can blow me away even more than that. And now I do think that Neve Campbell's return as Sidney Prescott is a major draw. As we know, she sat out from Scream 6, but she's back for Scream 7 with the story centered around Sidney. And a lot of fans view this as a return to the franchise's roots, with Sidney as the heart of the series. So I am definitely pumped that it's a Sidney-focused story. You know, I love the Carpenter sisters in Scream 5 and 6, and I really enjoy those movies, but as I just said, like, Sidney is the heart of this franchise, in my opinion at least. And I do think the focus on Sidney, combined with Courtney Cox's return as well, definitely offers continuity and nostalgia. I'm a sucker for nostalgia. And I see some people on the internet comparing this to Laurie Strode's return in Halloween 2018, suggesting that Scream 7 could be a legacy sequel that honors the original while introducing new stakes. And then we of course have surprise returns with David Arquette as Dewey Riley, Matthew Lillard as Stu Macher, Scott Foley as Roman Bridger. This definitely adds intrigue to the movie. We also have rumors that Skeet Ulrich could be returning again as Billy Loomis. There's rumors about Lynn McCree returning as Maureen Prescott. So it's obviously unclear how they'll appear. It's either going to be flashbacks, visions of some kind, like hallucinations, dream sequences, or the whole AI theory that everyone is kind of running with. But of course, you guys know I do think Stu Macher is actually alive. But I mean, this move has definitely sparked excitement and speculation, and I just think this movie could be so good. And then of course, I am super pumped about Kevin Williamson directing this movie. I mean, he's the creator of this universe. He made these characters. He's the writer of the first movie, the second movie, and the fourth movie, which happens to be my favorite sequel. And this is his first time directing a Scream film. And I definitely think his deep understanding of the franchise's tone, the meta humor, and, you know, the slasher roots is seen as a major asset. And I think his involvement can really just make this the ultimate legacy sequel. And I think his gratitude and excitement that we've seen in his Instagram post definitely hints at like a passionate approach to delivering a fresh yet faithful chapter. And this kind of contrasts with the rushed feel of Scream 6, which a lot of people felt lacked sharpness. As much as I love Scream 5 and 6, it definitely was missing something. And I think Kevin Williamson could be what it was missing. And honestly, something else that we need in Scream 7 are some big character deaths. That is definitely something that was missing in Scream 6. I think in Scream 7, definitely one of the twins have to go, and possibly Gale. It might be Gale's time to go. She's the only character who's been in all 7 movies at this point, and this movie needs to have stakes. Now, I'm also excited to see the introduction of Sidney's kids. We know at least one of her daughters is going to be one of the stars of the movie. Isabel May is playing her daughter, which definitely adds a personal stake for Sidney as a mother protecting her family. And again, this sort of mirrors the Halloween trilogy that we just got, you know, a few years ago, where Laurie Strode's family dynamics kind of drove the narrative. So to see this in the Scream franchise is just super exciting in my opinion. And I do think that this film sort of blending like legacy actors with fresh faces introduces a new dynamic. And the mix of old and new characters is sort of a way to refresh the franchise while also maintaining its core. Now, we all know that Scream 7 also faced significant drama behind the scenes, with Melissa Barrera's firing and Jenna Ortega quitting, Christopher Landon's departure, and all of this drama sort of led to a creative overhaul where the writers sort of reworked the script to focus on Sydney. And I think the shift away from the core four and the Carpenter sisters storyline sort of allows Scream 7 to carve a new path. And now we all know that the Scream franchise is known for its meta commentary on horror tropes, and each film sort of tackles a different rule, and Scream 7 is expected to continue this tradition, potentially commenting on legacy sequels or franchise reboots, and I am just super excited to see how this plays out in Scream 7. And I just think with Kevin Williamson at the helm, the film is likely to deliver sharp, self-aware humor and hopefully inventive kills. That is definitely something I want to see in Scream 7. I mean, Mason Gooding, who plays Chad Meeks, he has said in interviews several months ago at this point that he thinks Ghostface is the most brutal yet. There's a lot of visceral scenes. We're supposed to get some gory kills in this one. And I definitely think the Scream franchise could kind of step it up a little bit as far as the kills. So I would love to see some creative kills that we've never seen before. And Mason's comments have me thinking that this could actually happen in Scream 7, which potentially could make Scream 7 the best sequel yet. I also definitely think that the large cast in this movie suggests multiple Ghostface killers, which I'm also excited to see. You guys know my whole theory about the cult of Ghostfaces, hopefully led by Stu Macher. That is probably what I'm most excited to see happen in Scream 7. I just think 7 movies in, we really have to do something that we've never seen before, and bringing back a past killer is something that's never been done in this franchise before. So not only will that be fresh and new and exciting, but Scream is always a commentary on horror tropes, and the killer coming back is something that always happens. Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger. In Scream 5, Amber Freeman even says that's the problem with the stab movies, no bad guy to keep coming back. And you guys know my theory that Amber was in Stu's cult. So I think that is one of many clues that Stu's coming back alive.
You know what the biggest problem with the stab movies is? There's no Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees. No bad guy to keep coming back.
Even Matthew Lillard, who has been vocal for literal decades at this point about him thinking that Stu Macher is alive, he said in an interview like a couple years ago that this is what horror movies do. They bring the killer back.
Whenever he comes back somewhere in the future, because that's what happens in horror movies all the time, they bring the killers back.
But I know there's a lot of people out there who don't want Stu to be alive, and I'm just like, don't you want to see something that's never been done before? You know, we kind of do the same thing every sequel. Let's change it up. And then when it comes time for Scream 8, maybe we can just go back to the regular formula. Not only would bringing back a past killer be something new for the franchise, but also ending on a cliffhanger, which is something that Kevin Williamson has always wanted to do. So now that he's back, maybe he'll actually get to carry out his plan finally. And the cliffhanger that I would love to see is Stu actually get away with it so that we can get Matthew Lillard in another Scream movie while we have him, you know? Because once they eventually do kill Stu, that's it. You know, we're never going to see him in another movie. Let's use him while we got him. I think Stu Macher being alive in Scream 7 will absolutely go down in history as the best sequel. And if they don't bring him back alive, I think it's a major missed opportunity. And getting back to the returning characters like Roman, Dewey, Stu Macher, I think flashbacks are another thing we haven't seen before in the franchise. And 7 movies in, I think it's the perfect time to give us some kind of flashback. Whether it's like a sweet moment with Dewey and Gale, which I definitely want to see, or something with Roman Bridger, finding out some new information, or a flashback with Stu. Maybe we can see Stu and Billy on screen together again. I see some fans say, no, Scream 7 can't have flashbacks because that's never been done in the franchise before. But that's exactly my point. We're 7 movies in, we have to do something different. And honestly, I think Kevin Williamson is like the king of bringing back past characters. I don't know how many of you guys here are fans of the show The Vampire Diaries. Kevin Williamson worked on that show for many years, and it's one of my favorite shows of all time, and that show has very creative ways of bringing back past characters. So I'm excited to see how he does it in Scream 7. I also think with Scream 7 being the 30-year anniversary, it has a chance to kind of redefine the franchise. The return of Sidney, Gale, and Kevin Williamson, paired with the new generation of characters, definitely has a perfect opportunity to sort of balance nostalgia, but also with fresh storytelling. And I just think that with Williamson's involvement with the franchise, that just suggests a deep respect for its legacy, you know? With his return as a first-time director in the franchise, I think there's no way he's gonna let us down. I think that he's the best person for this job. We know that Screams 5 and 6 were both box office successes, and a lot of people out there think that Scream 7's gonna flop because of the whole drama with Melissa and Jenna, but I think the opposite. I think it's a small portion of the fan base that is trying to like boycott this movie. I think a majority of the fan base are like older people who have been fans since '96 and don't really care about the drama, or younger people who just have a level head on their shoulders and don't really care, still want to support the people who are still involved. And I am just super excited to see how this movie pans out. I'm also excited for the lead up to the movie. I always say that's half the fun, just speculating and theorizing with you guys here on YouTube. And I cannot wait until we get the teaser trailer, the first full trailer. It's going to be so exciting doing some breakdowns here on the channel. And I want to know what you guys think. What are some things that you want to see in Scream 7? Leave a comment down below. Please also give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Make sure you turn on all notifications so that you don't miss out on future videos like this one. Please also go follow me over on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. And I will be right back.